Oh. Wheatley Laboratories. Okay, well now whatever I do, I can't fall through those.
Oh, you're alive! Great.
Ew.
Yeah, just getting a test ready for you, obviously. Who else would I be doing it for? No one. So, let's see here.
People called Belinda?
Exit. There is no exit.
Oh.
I'll make an exit for your test.
Oh. Thanks, Wheatley. This is what we needed. Watch out for the rope. Ah.
Good. Perfect. On you go.
Wait, what? I just saw... Did I just see someone jump through that?
I thought I lost you when poking around for other test subjects. No luck there. Everyone's still dead. Oh, I did find something though. Reminds me, I've got a big surprise for you two. Seriously, look forward to it.
Alright, sweet. I'm glad he's excited. Okay. Well, that one nearly fell off the edge. Oh. Okay. What the hell is this? Ah, I see. I see. Oh shit, wrong thing. Okay, I may have goofed. Yeah. I'm going to do the reverse thing. Hey, Mbaku! How you doing today, my man? Thank you very much for the raid. How are you doing? How's Final Fantasy? I mean, I saw a whole bunch of it, but how was what I didn't see? Oh, hello. No. Oh, you son of a bitch. Just need to go over there. Seems to be a farming day. Oh, really? As in grinding farming, or as in genuine, just farmers? Okay. Alright, this one shouldn't take us more than a few hours to get right. Okay. So that's probably enough of that. And there's no way I can remove that anyway. I know where I can, like, shoot a portal to, because it won't let me there, but let me speed up to there for whatever reason. Right, definitely seems like a death area. So I need that bit up there. Or I need that box to now fall down there, right? So I need to like turn that off. How do we stop that? Granite battles to farm for things. Okay, fair play, nice. And did you win, son? If you win, son, you lose, son, you know? Shit. I feel like something like... No, because then I'm just jumping back and forth there anyway. Maybe up there, though. No, because I'm not going to fall down onto the hole. If I do it like this way round so I can see that one. Hey, Invaliders! How you doing today, my man? It's going well, dude. Although, I have a feeling we're going to be on this little level for a while. But how have you been, man? It's lovely to see you. Something to do with that. Basically, I need that box. Fine, we've sent in a project to get... Oh, fair enough, man. Good, other than that, fair play. Yeah, I can never... I still haven't probably figured out GitHub. There's bits to it I get. It's the easy bits, but I'm still quite, like, out of there, you know. MPT, baby! How you doing, my man? Lovely to see you, my man. Gazer. Mr. McCool, you know it, you know it. Because it allows unlimited size. Ah. Oh wait, for that for Google Cloud. So we were using Google Cloud repo. Ah, okay, I see, I see. So I think I need to shoot in there, but then I don't really see the point. If I shoot into there, what am I hoping to achieve? That and then shooting over there. So like, shoot out over there. That's what I'm gonna try. It only allows 2 gig. Really? I didn't know that. Fuck. Yeah, I can't do that because I need to then shoot like the blue one there, so I can fly through that, and then the orange one there, so I can fly out of that. I can't really get both of those in one swoop. Maybe the sign tells me. Box, box, box. Platform. Squish. Squash. Up. Left. Jump left. Don't drink from the water. Okay. So far we've learned not much. Some would even say quite little. Oh. Alright. Fucking Wheatley just watching like a punk. See, I need that, but I need to reverse it, and I can't remember what it was I do to reverse stuff. It's kind of, I need to just do that, but I need something. I need this box to be here so I can get up there to get that box. And that'll shoot down to here. I don't really get why we need this though yet. We can't shoot a portal under this to redirect that orange anywhere at the moment. So we can only have the orange here. Which makes me think maybe we're going to do it like that. Probably not, but let's try it with the blue a bit higher. Yeah, definitely not. Okay. Maybe I can like skate around to build up momentum. What? Is there not so it doesn't seem like there's anything that will let me lower these arms. So I think I've got to get up there somehow. Is up there. Right. What was it that reversed it? Was it just at a level something in particular I had to click and it reversed? I can't really remember what I did to make it be a reversed one. I don't think it was anything particular I have to do. So really I need to be able to shoot that over there so I can Although actually I don't think this has any purpose really, right? I need to actually shoot the extra speed there maybe so I can then launch over there. But even that's going to be a bit dubious. Hey, Aninzmo! How you doing, dude? You watched Sky do this one? I imagine Sky got it done a lot quicker than I'm going to get it done. I've been going, I'm basically just thinking out loud at the moment of all the ways, all the things that I know this level means certain things I can and can't do at the moment. But I'm quite, Sky was quite efficient, motherfucker. Yeah, I'm stuck as fuck on this one. Yeah, I'm very stoked. The board tells you what is involved in the puzzle usually. What, this thing? Yeah, box platform, hitting yourself in the head, standing on platform, going up the teleport thing and running fast. So I know all those are involved. It's just at the moment we can't do anything with the run fast one. Well, we can't make it go anywhere else yet because there's no way I can get a portal underneath it to catch the goo. So I can do something where I run into the wall like there. I need that box to go on here to keep this permanent so I can get into it. But I also need that beam to get that box down at the moment because I don't think I can close these off. Maybe I should go back over there and double check I didn't miss anything. No, it's just a room. Hello. Huh. Oh. There we go. Hmm. Huh. Shit. Okay.
Oh, you're alive! Great. Yeah, just getting a test ready for you.
Oh shit.
Honestly, who else would I be doing it for? No one. So let's see here.
Ah.
Exit.
I was hoping I could, because so that starts open. Maybe I've already failed by making that go up then. So if I'd left that down, oh, I can't. Well, I could get a beam up there, but then the beam would have pushed it over that edge.
I'll be honest. After you told me to turn that beam off.
Hey, things are epic. How you doing, everybody? Welcome. Hello, fellow gamer of the human species. How's your day been progressing? Progressing actively.
Everyone's still dead.
Doing good. Cheers, my man. I'm on Portal 2, as you can see. This is the first level I've attempted today, and it's got me a wee bit stumped. So I shoot that goo. I can't move that yet. So, that's as much goo as I can get out of that thing for now. And I can't redirect that goo at the moment. But I'm hoping if I get the actual, like, travel beam, the travel beam goes right through it. So maybe the travel beam will take the orange aid goo, the kale juice we'll call it, and spread it. But I need that box to sit on here to get that to go, so I can get that to go, so I can shoot over there. Yeah. It's not achievement, it's just some funny dialogue. Okay, fair play. Yeah, in the first one, I didn't go get enough for the achievement, and I wasn't really aiming for that. But like, it was fun just shooting down cameras. So that knocked it off last time, probably because it's a bit too high at the moment. But if I do that, it's going to knock it down there, which doesn't help me. I need this, but like reversed, in order to get that box knocked off. I don't remember how you reverse. I don't think I can. I think it's just, I think it gives you the option when you can do it, kind of thing. So I've tried doing like jumping from there down to there. Can I land here? I don't do anything. Fuck you. And don't give me any advice on the actual like game or getting through the levels, because even if it takes painfully long, that's the whole point of Portal, is to try and figure this shit out yourself. just for the modern breaking? Oh, okay, fair, fair. Oh shit, oh shit. Nil point. Pretty neat jump. This will probably kill us, but nope, didn't even do it right. I just wanted to see Wheatley Laboratories again. There we go.
Ah, you're alive! Great! Yeah, just getting a test ready for you, obviously. Who else would I be doing it for? No one? So, let's see here. Exit, exit, exit. There is no exit. Not a problem. I'll make an exit for your test. There. Bing. Good. Perfect.
Maybe if I'd got to that earlier.
After you told me to turn that beam off, I thought I had lost you. Went poking around for other test subjects. No luck there. Everyone's still dead. Oh,
Yeah,
I
look.
did find something though. Reminds me.
It was Atlas or Peabody just ran through there. I thought I saw someone before.
Seriously, look forward to it.
Oh, I beat Portal 1, PT. I haven't done Portal 2 yet. Which is what I'm trying to attempt now. Now, as soon as I press that button, these will close to catch the box. But I don't want them to close. So I have... Okay, and then that's automatically gone up. Okay. Okay. Just wanted to break the machine. Welcome to the machine. Boop.
You suck!
Yeah, bit. How you doing, mighty baby?
Remember today, little brother?
Today,
Today,
I fucked up. Oh, hello. Now we shoot over there. Okay, maybe that... I don't know if I'd have gone under the thing or not, but maybe that's what I need to try and do. Whatever I just did there. And doing delightful, thank you very much.
Oh, you're alive! Great! Yeah, just getting a...
Okay, so this time I'm going to try and
ready
push the button, fuck
for
it.
You, obviously. Who else would I be doing it for? No one? So, let's see here. Exit, exit, exit. There is no exit. Not a problem. I'll make an exit for your test.
Shit.
There. Bing. Good. Perfect. On you go. I'll be honest,
Son of a bitch.
after you told me to turn that beam off, I thought I had lost you. Went poking around for other test subjects. No luck there. Everyone's still dead. But, oh, I did find something though. Reminds me. I've got a big surprise for you two. Seriously, look forward to it.
Oh, shit. Oh, I was close to hitting that too. Oh, I should have actually lined it up with the box better, then I would have actually potentially got that one. Although I still need these to be like that shit. Okay, Whee. Son of a bitch. Ah, son of a bitch. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, shit! God damn it. Yeah, and Epic actually just said that, about, like, you can smash all the TVs from this one.
Oh, you're alive! Great! Yeah, just getting a test ready for you, obviously. Who else would I be doing it for? No one? So, do you know what I've got too many of around here? Monitors. I was actually thinking earlier today, I wish I had fewer monitors that were working. So you're just helping me, really.
Oh, actually, just, I didn't even mean to smash that one. Nice. Fuck, I didn't do the button yet. Oh, my fucking mouse disconnected, son of a bitch. Where am I? Fuck me. Fucking mouse disconnected, man. I need to sort that shit out, it keeps doing it. Oh, you bastard. Ah, I fucking missed it again. It's on the far left this time. Okay. Oh, come on. Let me try and get it nearer to the edge. Not that edge. Give me a better one. Stop pulling over there. They've fallen over this way before. Come on. Don't be dickheads. Make it fall over this side so I can grab it this way. There we go. That's all I asked for. That took a while to get up this time. I had it. Motherfucker. Bastard face. Maybe this isn't the way I'm meant to be doing it. But it feels like it probably is. Or it's a way I could do this. Probably not the way I'm meant to.
Alive! Great! Yeah, just getting a test ready for you, obviously. Who else would I be doing it for? No one? So, let's see here. Exit, exit, exit.
Okay, let's
there
try
is
it
no exit. Not a problem. I'll make an exit for your test. There. Bing. Good. Perfect. What do you go? I'll be honest, after you told me to turn that beam off, I thought
Got that?
when poking around for other test subjects, no luck there, everyone's still dead. Oh, I did find something though.
Ow.
Reminds me, I've got a big surprise for you two. Seriously, look forward to it.
Come on, just come down here, man. I don't care if this is not technically the right way. It's the way that it should be done. I fucking picked it up. I just can't turn around quick enough with it. This is clearly not the way I'm meant to... Well, I feel like it is the way I'm meant to be doing it to an extent, right? But I need to be like... I need it to be just a teeny bit higher. So there's clearly something I'm still not, like... doing right on it. Unless I'm meant to be doing, like, multiple jumps. Like, doosh, 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 doosh. But I'm not skillful enough to hit a streak that long. And slightly obese salad. How you doing, hey man? Welcome. Everyone loves a good old obese salad. Right, let's try this again. I reckon this one's the time. This is the one we're grabbing it. God damn, man. It's like right on the edge. Okay. Clearly we're getting somewhere. I mean, maybe I'm just meant to do something to turn that. Right, one last try, because the one last try didn't work. Shell had her shoelaces untied. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. I had it, turned around, what? It just went back there. God damn. I actually had it that time. I don't know what happened. Okay. This is the one. Nope, shit. Oh, fucking, what's going on here? Alright. Go. What? I hate this. I hate this level. That one is higher up than that one, isn't it? So this is definitely the best one to do it from. I just can't seem to get in there. Hang on a moment. Fuck. There must be a different way to do that, right? Maybe I do need to do it here. So if I shoot here, jump through here, land through here, shoots me over there, then I shoot here, but then I'd also need a turn to shoot through there. Don't think I could do that in time. We got this. Or maybe not. I'm not really sure anymore. Okay. So we gotta go fast gel here. Some good gel too. Then as soon as I step off here, that falls to its oblivion. I get it. Right, so we let it fall there, then I jump and shoot another beam like here, and then it brings it. Oh my god, how have I not been doing this? I'm such a fucking idiot. Okay, cool. Now that we know I'm an idiot, let's do this. Okay. Honestly, it's you guys don't know how hard it can be being this dumb. It's painful, alright? I can't believe it's taken me this fucking long to do it, though. Holy shit. Come to Butthead. It's me trying to double jump and shit throughout all of this bollocks. God damn it. Right, okay. Now my next thing was to see if I could, yeah, do this gel. Oh yeah, but I won't be able to... Oh, can I shoot? I can shoot out the hole. Okay, maybe we can do this. So... Well, does that work at all? No, I think it's just meant to not work, right? Oh. Oh dear. Oh no. I fucked it. Oh dear. Okay. Oh, that was weird. That was more jarring than I was hoping for. Okay. Maybe I'm gonna sprint into this. Whee! Oh, I completely forgot I'm meant to be doing shit over here, right? This level should be so easy, right? This should have been a real fucking easy level. I've just been a proper... Oh no, because as soon as I go through that barrier, the portals will be lost. So, okay, so I need to basically... I need to fling myself over there, like using the gel, I imagine, like a speed run, jump into that beam. And then I'm fine, I think. Hey, and the salad, thank you very much for the follow there, my man. Did Beck say he's going around Jaws tonight? No, he's probably Friday he'll be coming around. I think he's planning to do some RP but off stream. He did say he'll be watching like this stream for a bit. Well, it was possible to wait just R2, so yeah, that's it. I'm a speed runner, obviously. And they put a small wall to prevent you from doing what you were doing. Still possible, but very much not intended. Okay. I was close though, right? I was close on both of those attempts, but no cigar. So basically, I want it. So I need to spread this goo. So I need the goo to like move a bit better. But I can't get in there. Oh wait, I could just... Yeah, if I put the box in... Yeah, what am I doing? If I put the box in there and then just stand on that and shoot the platforms where I want them for now, that'll work. That'll be perfect. Come with me, little fella. Yes! Yes! Now we're getting somewhere. Might as well let this... Oh, no, no. I thought that was going to go on for like ever, but it didn't. Right, cool. So. Now we need to get a little Robo Buddy back. Hey, buddy. You don't have to be in a dark room no more. Whee! Okay. Boom. Oh! Boom. Okay. This is gonna work. This is gonna be perfect. And everyone's gonna clap.
You two are gonna love this big surprise. In fact,
Yeah.
you might say
Record time too.
you're
Record
going
time.
to love it to death.
Oh.
You'll love it until it kills you, till you're dead.
Right. Okay.
All right. I don't know whether you're picking up on what I'm saying there, but
Thanks, we get it.
I like how GLaDOS as a potato is still smarter than Wheatley as an entire like building. Okay.
Alright, he's not even trying to be subtle anymore. Or maybe he still is, in which case, well, that's kind of sad.
Those aren't lol faces, those are excited faces in this instance. Okay, nice.
Butterfingers.
Either way, I get the impression he's about to kill us.
Carry
Yeah, I
on.
nearly got jism on me. Ooh. I nearly killed us.
Only 3 more chambers to your big surprise.
Ooh, really? Metagaming, shit. Alright, so that's the one that reverses. That blazing squads it. Okay. Whoop. And this one splashes. Big blue snake. Oh shit, no, I didn't want it to go up. Fuck. Did... Oh, was that a massive grate over there as well, potentially? Okay. Rightio. You need Mocha to work on your emotes as well? Yeah, those emotes are dope as fuck. Okay. The only other issue I have is I would like to get back over there. But I feel like that's a hard thing to do now, because... Maybe I can bounce on these walls. Yeah, sweet, okay. I just need to bounce into that one. Shit. Okay, well I was on the right path, I just son of a... Ooh, okay, sweet. Never in doubt. Easy peasy. I'm so bad at this sort of shit. Let's just have a flight. Don't do it. No! No, it said don't! They totally didn't listen. Okay, reverse that portal. So I need to, like, get them guys in there, right? So maybe I need to get the blue stuff all the way over here to hit them. Have you tried completing the level? I don't see how that would help us progress in the game. I have a very odd way of thinking you do, my friend. Do the solution, Fizz, that will solve it. Again, you guys, I feel like you're just grasping at straws here. You like how Fizz works out not to complete? Thanks, Almighty. I basically just need to creep on those fools. What are they searching for? I just want to see what the button does. Okay. I think we can all agree I'm doing what's meant to be done at the moment, though.
Oh, that's tiring.
I forgot you saw me there. Hey, Kyle, baby! How you doing today, my man?
Oh, that's tiring.
You suck!
Hey. Actual stream, not dead. Yeah, well, I mean, digitally dead many, many times so far today, but yeah.
Oh, that's tiring.
Okay. So last time there was a much easier solution than the ones I was trying to do. So let's see if I can figure that one out this time. It's this puzzle? Okay. Sky did get stuck on this one. Oh, that's not good for us then. Because if Sky couldn't do it, then there's no fucking chance for us. Well, he did it, but it just obviously took a while. Oh. Oh fuck, again, every time, every fucking time. Stop! See ya. I don't know if I'm gonna like fly over there quick at some point as well, but just gonna let that do the splashing it wants to do. Sweet. I can't jump in it here. You got stuck on this one as well, Mighty? Okay. Bullshit. I'll show you guys how to speedrun it in that case. You just got basically do that. Okay, cool. I'm pretty much set up to do it now, but I'll show you the main other bits you got to do still, because I want you to figure it out. Yeah. No, slut. Come on, yeah. Oh. Ah! Okay, so I got my blue goo over here. Sweet, yeah. You fucked now, though. Oh, shit. You beat this one in a few seconds. Okay, fair. This level killed your children. Oh, nice. Okay. So it's a contraceptive method, basically. Good to know. Scrubs. I don't want no scrubs. Hey, I'm moving. How you doing? It has been a little while. It has been. I hope you did. I hope you're doing splendidly. It is lovely to see you. I'm currently just not knowing how to play this game. Damn good one, right? Yeah, it's a very good game, but fuck, is it difficult at times. Or you usually find once you figure it out, you're like, oh yeah, of course that's the fucking way to do it. But like until then, you're just like, well, what the fuck am I doing? Every chamber has numerous solutions in most cases. Oh, okay. I just don't know how I'm going to do this one. So I need to press this button. And that button will put this as a platform down, maybe? Or do something with this. Oh, so I can shoot that. And then that might even come out the wall. I've got like launch all the way over there, even once I've done that. Okay, so there's only those two there that I can really see now at the moment. Do their bullets go into the portal? No. No, not at all. Okay, or into the chamber. Every chamber has a speedrun time. That's also true, yeah, yeah. Remember solution to this one, it's fun to watch you suffer. Yeah, this might take us a little while, but we'll hopefully get there. I'm very stumped on it though. So this reverses that. That shoots blue goo. But I need to be on here to do that. I mean, I could put one of those on here if I got one of them. Right. This one may show up bad. Okay, at least everybody knows it's a painful one. And it's killing you while watching me not be able to do it. It is a bit easy, really, you're right. Okay, so let me think. The goo could knock them out. But I'd have to have the goo come out of here to do it. So I can catch the goo over there. But there's no way really of then getting back quickly, is there? So I can catch the goo like that. And have that shoot out that portal. And then come out of one of these, but I just don't think I could get there in time. Motherfuckers. Okay, though. Gonna get food, you'll say don't complete the map. Well, I got what you mean. It's not gonna happen yet, for real. Go have a star, a main, a dessert, and maybe even an after coffee. And I reckon I'll still be on this shit. I'll still be right in this position. I won't have figured a single thing out. God damn. I say god damn. Okay. That'll trick them. Didn't trick them. Ah! Something that'll just bring things back. Push it away. Wait, what? For a fun orange on stream, I'm glad to hear. Thank you very much, Silent. And it's lovely to have you come aboard. Thank you very much for following. And yeah, I really, really don't know what I'm going to be doing here. I mean, I want to kind of go up to these places, but those little buggers would then shoot me once I'm above that. So I've got to keep it on the down low a bit. Maybe I just need to be back over there. Okay, maybe we can do this. It's going to be a bit weird to get working, but okay. Because that slams that wall, doesn't it? True, it's no Baku Final Fantasy stream, but it's okay, right? At least I do my best to fail. Keep it consistent. Yeah, I want to get in. Can I outrun it? Oh shit. Oh, so I can't change the direction of this now, can I? Because it's got nothing to aim it into. I can always ride this back over with the gel. But shooting a gel over here won't help me get it over there. Unless I can get here first and then reverse it back into the hole. Maybe that's what I'm going to do. Oh shit. Ooh. Oh, ooh. Right. Okay. Oh shit. Hurry up! God, hurry up, man. Fuck, I'm an idiot. I have to basically bring it back out there, then shoot it back out here. Jesus. Yeah. Bullshit. Okay, it's turtle poking. Oh fuck. Got him! Fucking hell, man, that took ages. Well, that actually probably took, that was probably still quicker than the last chamber. Although there's still more to do, obviously. I didn't even, yeah, okay, so that's, okay, that did that. Okay, so there's still more to do, for sure, but first try, easy, right? Yeah, easy. I like how you find a solution, but not the intended one. That was, what's that? Wait, that had to have been the intended solution, surely, right? Soapy salad is something you'd only find in USA, right? Yeah. That's how Sky did it too? Okay. Well, was that not the actual intended way to do it? Now do it blindfolded? I thought we were going to make this difficult, Kyle. I have more powers when I'm blindfolded. You know that. Watch this, though. This will blow your minds. And that's how you complete a game, baby.
You solved it?
Oh, I wasn't sure if that would work or not.
So, he's inexplicably happy all of a sudden.
DJ
He
EZ.
should be going out of his mind with test withdrawal. And he's got a
Oh, shit.
surprise for us.
And that's how you did it. Fuck you, Bakura. I mean, that might be because you have played this. Well, rather than bounce off the sides, it's easier to do it off the front bit. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. I always used to like it when you accidentally beat a level, for sure. Now Dark Souls? Well, Dark Souls too easy. Too easy. Oh shit, what time is it? Do you mind repeating that, please? I didn't quite hear. Oh, right, okay. Game, baby! How you doing, my man? Lovely to see you. I will never get past... I know, I did... I think I did get past the first boss in Dark Souls. The bridge dude, right? I'm pretty sure I got past him. And then I gave up. Fizz always does things arse backwards. Well, arse is already backwards, so I'm backwards. That means I'm doing things forward. Just with an extra step. Actually, that is true. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Plus, it keeps it original. Beating things first time makes your teeth go... Cunt bag! That was good. You got me. Oh, so you meant to run past instead of fight? I think that's how I got past it, yeah. You're doing alright, man. Had a big problem with your computer. Oh no, I had to reset and wipe all your stuffs. Fuck, shit. But it's all back to normal. Is it the knight who literally just stands there minding his business until attacked? That wasn't a knight, that was an NPC by the campfire, and I told you he had a creepy voice. I don't regret what I did, but I do regret playing for like an hour and a half and having him chase me and then having to reset the game anyway.
Hello. This is the part where I kill you.
Oh shit! This is the part where he killed you. Oh no. I only got achievement, this is the part where he killed you. Oh god.
And I thought to myself, yeah, it's definitely.
Those look spiky.
What's missing? And I thought lots of sharp bits welded onto the flat bits. It's still a work in progress, don't judge me yet. But, you know, eventually, I'd like to get them to sort of... No, don't do that. Stand right here, stand. Where'd you go? Come back.
Got him.
No, seriously, do come back, please, come back.
First boss is Pinwheel. I'm not sure if I did get that one. By the way, Fizzle, my graphics card isn't dying. I think it's my graphics flickering. It was because it was mirroring your TV too. Oh, thank fuck, dude. Thank fuck. Yeah, okay. That makes more sense then. But yeah, man, because I mean, if the graphic, I need my 1080 Ti to hold out for at least another like 10 years at this point.
Come back, and you'd be like, yeah, no problem, and you'd come back. What happened to those days?
Whatever happened to my rock and roll? Alright. Seems legit.
Can't help but notice that you're not coming back, which is disappointing.
I'm on my way back right now, Wheelie.
Oh, I've got an idea. Yes, in your face. I got. Oh no. Fine.
Oh, poor little
Let
buddy.
the games begin.
Alright. Well, fuck you. I like that dude. Oh, I was hoping there's an easier way to do this. Yeah, here we go. First boss up for us to do with the hammer you just avoid. Yeah, on the bridge, right? Have you ever played Deus Ex? I have not, no. You actually need to kill the one who looked like Hillary Clinton if she gave you a mission. Ah. Computers are a real pain in the ass sometimes. Yeah, man. Shame they can't just be self-sufficient. Right, yeah. That's pretty much how I was going, Peter, yeah. Dude just chased me down, was so high level, would kill me in like a hit.
Almost there.
And he'd always be there where I spawned.
Don't mind me. Continue escaping.
Oh. Wheatley, you're making a mess.
Okay, yes, it's a trap, but it's the only way through. Let's just do it.
Alright.
Ah, death trap.
Oh shit.
Are they killing you? They are killing you, aren't they? Silently killing you.
Is it because I made them all because I put all the defective ones out? I think it's because of that, right?
Perhaps the turrets have found a way to use garrots. That would explain the extremely quiet killing that I'm hearing.
Whee.
Ah, was that your bullet, riddled bullet flying out the roof? It was. Oh, those were the crap turrets, weren't they? Yeah. Well, no matter, because I'm still holding all the cards. And guess what? They're all full houses. Never actually played cards, we need to learn. Anyway, new turrets, not defective. Ace of fours. Best hand. Unbeatable. I'll
Or maybe I don't jump down that way. Maybe I want to get over there?
Oh, I see. Clever. Very clever.
Thanks.
And foolish. Spinny blade wall.
Oh.
No. Well, good, good. Finally, a nemesis worthy of my vast intellect. Holmes versus
Okay,
Moriarty.
okay.
Aristotle versus
Hey, no, yeah! How you doing, dude? Terrorist Demon, that was it. The Terrorist Demon's the one that kept fucking me up. Oh. Well, that fucked me up a bit too. But yeah, the Terrorist Demon's the one that fucked me up. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I got past that after a long time and then gave up. Hey, welcome back, Salad.
Finally,
Right.
a nemesis
Yeah, yeah.
worthy of
Like,
my vast intellect.
Stephen Merchant absolutely kills it in this. I can't, like...
Holmes versus Moriarty. Aristotle.
Can't
versus
dodge
Fascist
this, can I?
Place. Stay still, please.
I think I did the wrong button, you know? Wow.
Oh, good.
Still somewhat of a
Finally,
triumph.
a nemesis worthy of my vast intellect.
Yeah, it's blue that I need to change, alright.
Holmes versus Moriarty. Aristotle versus Mashy Spike Plates. Stay still, please. Alright, stop moving. Oh, almost got you there, almost got you there. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Come back, come back.
I'm coming back, I'm just taking a scenic route. It blew all over me.
Did something break back there? Oh, did it kill you? That would be amazing if it killed you.
Wow, dude, I'm right here. That's
Hello?
painfully mean.
Oh, yes, alright, no, just had a brainwave. I'll be back. If you're still alive, I'm gonna be back. Don't die until I get back.
Oh shit, that's so close to winning. Oh shit, he asked me not to die until he gets back. Oh fuck. I failed Wheatley. Oh, he's been a pretty good friend to us.
Did something break back there? Oh, did it kill you? That would be amazing if it killed you. Hello? Oh, yes, alright, no, just had a brainwave. I'll be back. If you're still alive, I'm gonna be back. Don't die until I get back.
So that's not glass. Okay. I thought it was glass. Well, I should be able to walk through that then. And we're not currently streaming with Pakora, but he's a damn good dude. You should check him out. Oh shit! I was trying to like speed run it, but apparently you have to actually wait.
Did something break back there? Oh, did it kill you? That would be amazing if it killed you. Hello? Oh, yes, alright, no, just had a brainwave. I'll be back. If you're still alive, I'm gonna be back. Don't die until I get back.
Oh shit. Oh, I was trying to jump crouch. I don't think that's a thing on this. Okay, we'll take this one easy and let's try and figure it out.
Did something break back there? Oh, did it kill you? That would be amazing if it killed you. Hello? Oh, yes, alright, no, just had a brainwave. I'll be back. If you're still alive, I'm gonna be back. Don't die until I get back.
What am I affecting over here? Oh, this little fella wants to hold out. There we go. Well, that should be good for us. Whee! Alright. Nuts.
Crushing's too good for him. First, he'll spend a year in the incinerator. Year 2, cryogenic refrigeration wing. Then 10 years in the chamber I built where all the robots scream at you.
Cool.
Then I'll kill him.
Alright. It's good to have a plan. What's this do? Have I won? Did I do that? Oh, let's try again. Oh shit, they only killed me. Why would they do that to me? So initial face in the top left corner. Ah, because you followed, you are the currently bit boss. So until someone else follows or like does bits or whatever, you will be the bit boss champ. Hope that cleared things up. Yeah, that's exactly as Bakura said, yeah. Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. That's where I want it, because I want it to destroy that thing. I forgot that one was up there. Yeah, right, yeah, it's just like one of the extras we have on the stream, like one of the little game type things, you know. Oh, you brought the definitive edition yesterday? That's savage, man. That's fucking sod's law. But yeah, it's weird that they gave away Battlefield 5 this month after giving away Battlefield 1, like, last. It's on Prime again, on Prime. I don't know why they're just giving away Battlefront games, like, one after the other. Because if you like Battlefield, you probably already have them. And if you don't like Battlefield, you're probably not going to play 2 in a row. Like, within the same, like, 2 months, right? You're just going to stick on one, probably. At least you have all the DLC, yeah, that's true. True that, true that. It's illegal to go over there, that makes sense.
Ah, there you are. Right, let me just get rid of this apple.
Oh, okay, sweet, nice one.
There we go. I wanted to talk to you for a moment, if I may. I'll be honest, the death traps have been a bit of a failure so far.
Yeah, you're not doing too well with them, are you, buddy?
And you are getting very close to my lair.
Ooh, it's got a lair.
First of all, today, it sounds a bit ridiculous, really. But I can assure you, it is one. It is a proper lair, deadly lair. And I just wanted to give you the chance to kill yourself now before you get to the lair. You can just jump into that masher just there. That's a death trap or a death option for you. Sounds crazy, I know, but hear me out, hear me out. Once you get to my lair, death will not be optional, alright? It will be mandatory. No tricks, no surprises, just you dying as a result of me killing you in a very, very gruesome way. So, but better offer here is just kill yourself. You know, it's a lot of effort, isn't it, walking all the way to my deadly lair, where there's a perfectly serviceable death option right there. Again, not a death trap, not a death trap. Your death would be entirely voluntary, and very much appreciated. The masher does work, I should point out as well. I know we've had a couple of problems
That explodes straight away.
in the past. This masher definitely works, and it will kill you. If that's one of your concerns about not jumping in, the masher will kill you straight away, painless. Well, it won't be painless, obviously, but it will mash you up. In summary, walk all the way to certain doom, or give up now, honourably, like a samurai. Save yourself a trip. It's a win-win for you. Okay, I'll take that as a no then. Fine. May the best man win. Spear. May the best spear win. Swap that in. Much more clever, of course.
Get him. Okay. So I feel like I need to break this, right? Five isn't as fun as one in your opinion? Okay, because they're shit. Well, according to some Battlefront veterans, oh really? Battlefront 1 downloaded and installed. Had a game earlier. Nice. Yeah, we did some a little bit the other day. Yeah. Can I run along that, or will I just die? Oh no, I'll just die. That's too fast. Okay. So I definitely need to blow this up. That explodes like as soon as it lands, basically. Maybe that'll let me run forward on it? Maybe that's what I'm meant to be doing. Yes, of course, okay. Oh no, but I was meant to go through the portal rather than being a dickhead like that. Okay, fair enough. Don't be a dickhead. Makes sense.
Ah, there you are. Great. Let's get rid of this apple. There we go. I wanted to talk to you for a moment, if I may. I'll be honest, the death traps have been a bit of a failure so far for both of us. I think you'll agree. And you are getting very close to my lair. Lair. Okay, I'll take that as a no then.
Okay, cool, cool. There'll be no Rosebacks.
Oh my god. What has he done to this place?
Ripping it apart, Wheatley. I mean, GLaDOS or shit. She'd be pissed if she now called her that. I forgot I still had that stuff. Oh, shit. Oi, oi. Okay.
You know, I'm not stupid. I realize you don't want to put me back in charge.
Of course I don't.
You think I'll betray you.
Of course.
On any other day, you'd be
I
right.
feel like today I'm still going to be right.
Scientists were always hanging cores on me to regulate my behavior. I've heard voices all my life, but now I hear the voice of a conscience, and it's terrifying.
Fuck, I came out too early. God damn it. Wow. I'll try that again. I know what I'm doing, so.
God, what has he done to this place?
Okay. Hey, Angel, baby! Hey, my man. You killed your motherboard and installed a new crawler because of some stupid pish pins on the old Arctic Alpine 11. Doing great, are ya? Shit, dude, that sucks. But hey, hopefully everything's all getting sorted. Sounds like you're getting it sorted. Just sounds like it's pain in the Both testicles. I was going to just name one, but it definitely sounds like a double testy problem. Watching on the same PC. Okay, so it must be going fairly okay. I'm doing like one of the best speed runs anyone's ever seen of this game at the moment, Gil. It's insane how quickly we've been doing this. We're so good. I've got to this cutscene in less than 12 hours. Probably, if I checked. Oh, come on, allow it. There we go. Oop. Yeah, Bob's an old friend. He's very good at MMOs. Will be a great addition to the EFC. Okay, nice. For B550 motherboard, Ryzen 5 5600X, 30GB and 3200 mega CL60 RAM. Same graphics card though. Are you still on like the? No, wait. You got a better one, right, Gil? Were you on like a 970 or something?
Corrupted cores, we're in luck. You find a way to
Hello,
stun him,
buddies.
I'll send you a core, and then you attach it to him. If we do it a few times, he might become corrupt enough for another core transfer.
Okay. G6 970, damn. Can't believe you do like VR and everything on that as well.
Plug me in and I'll take you up.
Yeah, sounds legit.
Look, even if you think we're still enemies with a common interest. Revenge.
But still enemies.
That's right. Everybody
On my board was DDR3 Intel 1150. Okay.
some.
Not sure what I want. I have.
Well, well, well. Welcome to my lair. Let me just flag something up. According to the control panel light up there, the entire building is going to self-destruct in about 6 minutes. I'm pretty sure it's a problem with the light. I think the light's on the blink, but just in case it
sense.
isn't, I am actually going to have to kill you. As discussed.
Went for AMD this time.
So let's
I mean, when it comes to the next
and
upgrade, that may even be
break.
something I'll think of, but it'll be a lot of different stuff I need to replace for it.
Starting all the fires. So anyway, that's the itinerary. Also, I took the liberty of watching the tapes of you killing her, and I'm not going to make the same mistakes. 4-part plan is this. 1, no portal surfaces.
Yeah, that seems
2,
like he's done that.
start the neurotoxin immediately. 3, bomb-proof shields for me, leading directly onto number 4, bombs I'm throwing at you. You know what? This plan is so good, I'm going to give you a sporting chance and turn off the neurotoxin. I'm joking, of course. Goodbye.
Neurotoxin level at capacity in 5 minutes.
Ah, that's sounded real. No, that was actually an impression of you. Actually, because you just fell into my trap, my brilliant trap. Just then, I wanted you to trick me into bursting that pipe. Didn't trick me, seemingly trick me, to give you false hope. Because that leads to overconfidence, and that leads to mistakes, fatal mistakes, and it's all part of the plan.
Eon.
I'm delivering the first core up near the catwalk. Grab it and attach it to him.
This one? How am I gonna get that?
Here come space crabs. Here come space crabs. How many space crabs? Space crabs, help.
Space crabs.
Wanna
Not
see?
space cops.
Wanna be in space. 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 Wanna go to space. Orbit. Space orbit. In my spacesuit. Lady. Lady. Let's go to space. Let's go to space. Lady. Lady. Come here, space. I have a secret for you.
Where am I meant to put this? Up there? Sweet.
Warning. Core corruption at 50%. Vent system compromised. Neurotoxin offline. Reactor explosion in 4 minutes.
What happened? What happened? What have you palmed to me? What is that? Hold on. The bloody bombs are stuck on. Doesn't matter. I've reconfigured the shields. Oh, it's a core you called me. Who told you to do that? Was it her? It's just making me stronger, love. It's a fool's errand. Remember when I first told you how to find that little portal thing you love so much? Well, I thought you'd die on the way, if I'm honest. All the others did. You didn't think you were the first, did you?
Don't think you're the
Fifth. No, I'd like
first.
6. Perhaps it's best to leave it to your imagination what happened to the other 5. Do you know what?
Right up the pooper.
Okay, great. Here comes another core.
Quick, what's the situation? Oh, hey, hiya, pretty lady. Name's Rick. So you out having yourself a little adventure? What, are you fighting that guy? You got that under control? You know, because there's a lot of stuff on fire. Hey, the countdown clock. Man, that is trouble. Situation's looking pretty ugly. Such a beautiful woman, if you don't mind me saying. I don't want to scare you. I'm an adventure sphere, designed for danger. Why don't you go ahead and have yourself a little lady break, and I'll just take it from here. Here, stand behind me. Yeah, just like that. Just like you're doing. Things are about to get real messy. Going for it yourself, huh? All right, Angel. I'll do what I can to cover
Where am I
it.
going to put this one?
Doesn't
Oh, up
bother
on that.
me. Gotta say, the view's mighty nice from right here. Man, that clock is moving fast. And you are...
Warning. Core corruption at 75%. Reactor explosion timer destroyed. Reactor explosion uncertainty emergency preemption protocol initiated. This facility will self-destruct in 2 minutes.
Enough! I told you not to put these cores on me, but you don't listen, do you? Quiet. All the time. Quietly, not listening. Ah!
Here's another core. This one should do it.
Alright, where are you at? Where's it at?
Before the invention of scrambled eggs in 1912, the typical breakfast was either whole eggs still in the shell or scrambled rocks. The square root of rho is string.
Where is it?
The automobile brake was not invented until 1895.
Oh,
Before
up
this,
there,
someone had to
motherfucker.
remain in the car at all times, driving in circles until
How's
passengers
like I'm gonna get that
returned
dude?
from their errands. 89% of magic tricks are not magic. Technically, they are sorcery.
Well,
To make a
technically that's
photocopy,
sorcery.
simply photocopy a mirror.
How am I gonna get here?
Most advanced algorithms. The world's best name is Craig. Hands were invented by sailors in the 6th, 8th century to avoid Poseidon's wrath. It was believed that the sight of naked sailors angered the sea god. If you have trouble
Gotcha.
with simple counting, use the following mnemonic device. 1 comes before 2, comes before 60, comes after 12, comes before 6 trillion, comes after 504. This will make your earlier counting difficult.
totally gonna fail this.
Dreams are the subconscious mind's way of reminding people to go to school naked and have their teeth fall out. Edmund Hillary, the first person to climb Mount Everest, did so accidentally while chasing a bird.
Oh god, we're gonna die.
27.32 days. Marie Curie invented the theory of radioactivity, the treatment of radioactivity, and dying of radioactivity. Halley's Comet can be viewed orbiting
damn
Earth
it.
every 76 years. For the other 75, it retreats to the heart of the sun, where it hibernates undisturbed. In 1948, at the request of a dying boy, baseball legend Babe Ruth ate 75 hot dogs, then died of hot dog poisoning.
Wow,
First commercial
fuck.
airline flight was in 1914. Everyone involved screamed the entire way. During the Great Depression, the Tennessee Valley Authority outlawed pet rabbits, forcing many to hot glue gun long ears onto their pet mice.
Wow.
Before the Wright brothers invented the airplane,
Shit.
anyone wanting to fly anywhere was required to eat 200 pounds of helium.
Huh.
William Shakespeare did not exist.
Oh, there we go. Cool, cool. Those were good facts. Those were some pretty good facts. I enjoyed them.
This facility will self-destruct in 2 minutes.
Enough! I told you not to put these cores on me, but you don't listen, do you? Quiet. All the time. Quietly, not listening to a word I say. Ah!
Here's another core. This one should do it.
Fuck, didn't mean to do that.
89% of magic tricks are not magic. Technically, they are sorcery. Hands were invented by sailors in the 16th century to avoid Poseidon's wrath. It was believed that the sight of naked sailors angered the sea god.
Fuck
To
me.
make a photocopier, simply photocopy a mirror. In 1862, Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, freeing the slaves. Like everything he did, Lincoln freed the slaves while sleepwalking, and later had no memory of the event. The first commercial airline flight took to the air in 1914. Everyone involved screamed the entire way. The first person to prove that cow's milk is drinkable was very, very thirsty. Dental floss has superb tensile strength. Edmund Hillary, the first person to climb Mount Everest, did so accidentally while chasing a bird. Diamonds are made when coal is put under intense pressure. Diamonds put under intense pressure become foam pellets, commonly used today as packing material. During the Great Depression, the Tennessee Valley Authority
No, that's the reactor explosion uncertainty
forced
emergency
many to
preemption
glue gun
protocol,
long
yeah.
ears onto their pet mice. Marie
Yeah,
Curie
Gil, don't say shit, my man.
What the fuck?
Hey, but Andy, how you doing, my man?
Bitch better have my money.
Halley's Comet can be viewed orbiting Earth every 76 years. For the other 75, it retreats to the heart of the sun, where it hibernates undisturbed. The Schrodinger's cat paradox outlines a situation in which a cat in a box must be considered, for all intents and purposes, simultaneously alive and dead. Schrodinger created this paradox as a justification for killing cats.
Oh.
The square root of rope is string. The moon orbits the Earth every...
Warning. Core corruption.
Just don't say shit. Just don't say shit. Watching
Core
pain.
replacement required.
And going slow. Going really well.
Substitute core. Are you ready to start?
Just about to fuck up
Core,
Wheatley.
Are you ready to start?
What do you think?
Interpreting vague answer as yes.
No. Didn't pick up on my sarcasm.
Stalemate detected. Fire detected in the stalemate resolution annex. Extinguishing.
Ah, that just cleans right off, does it? Well, that would have been good
Just
to
got
know.
to
a little
complete the
earlier.
Power Rangers right now.
Resolution associate. Please press the stalemate resolution button.
Do not press that button. No! Do not do it! I forbid you to press it!
Hey Wheatley, could you open the door, please?
Don't press that button! Don't press it! Come back! No! Do not press that button!
I can't. The
Do
door's
not do
closed.
it. Come back! Do not press that button!
I don't know if I can. And guys, don't tell me any clues or anything. I will time people out, especially at the end of the fucking game. Let me figure it out. It's a puzzle game. Like knowing where I'm meant to go on this kills the fun of what you're meant to do on it. Let me adventure. Oh, little bounce. Oh no, the bounce is completely gone.
Part 5! Booby trap the stalemate!
Little Angela Davis, mustache wearing ass motherfucker. Richard Pryor, short cut fade, having around the side wearing motherfucker. Little Sammy Davis Award Junior Afro haircut having ass motherfucker.
But yeah, if I don't ask for advice, don't give it. Hey, the moon.
Cornelius with a haircut.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure I shot the. I'm pretty sure I shot a orange one.
Space! Ah! Let go! We're in space!
That's true.
Let go! Let go! I'm still connected! I can pull myself in! I can still fix this!
I already fixed it.
Shell
And
not
you
dying?
are not coming back.
Oh no! Change your plans! Hold on to me! Tighter!
No worries. Just because 2 people did it, and it's right at the end of the game. What we said about Portal 1 about portals only work on stuff coated in moon dust. You did say that in Portal 1. That's very true. Yeah. But the reach. That's a crazy reach. Hey, Peabody and Atlas.
God, you're all right. You know,
been working
being
incredibly
Carolyn taught me a valuable lesson.
Oh, she remembers being Carolyn properly.
Enemy, when all along you were my best friend.
Aww.
The surge of emotion that shot through me when I saved your life taught me an
Make sure you have
even more
music turned
valuable
on.
lesson.
Oh,
Where
yeah, what should I do?
Carolyn lives in my brain.
Carolyn, delete.
Goodbye, Carolyn. You
Uh-oh.
know, deleting Carolyn just now taught me a valuable lesson. The best solution to a problem is usually the easiest.
Sky
one.
had his off for some
And
reason. I
I'll be
missed it.
honest,
Oh, okay.
Killing
Well, I don't know if mine is off.
fun.
I think it's on.
You know what my days used to be like?
Although I haven't had any
I
music in
just
game.
tested. Nobody murdered me, or put me in a potato, or fed me to
Potato.
birds. I had a pretty good life. And then you showed up. You dangerous, mute lunatic.
Uh,
So you know what? You win.
thanks.
Just go.
Okay.
It's been fun. Don't come back.
Oh, I'd love a Portal 3. so good. Oh, here we go. All right, it was a lot of fun. Have a great day. No worries, Salad. You take it easy. It has been lovely having you. Thank you very much for coming by. We done did it yet? Oh shit! That's my mic. GLaDOS, no. GLaDOS, yeah. Maybe we'll even get some cake. Yeah, right. That's a shame that Sky missed that. That was a really cute little jingle. Hello. These are much better as like an orchestra. What the fuck is that in the background? The king of them? Why has it got leopard print? Is this a subcult within... Fucking hell, it's a subcult within, like, the Portal game. King Turret, yeah, right. King Leopard Turret. Kiamiadio. Don't know what that means, but I probably said it perfectly. Big old elevator. He plays the bass, right? Yeah. So I don't really remember any of this. I have played it like yonks and yonks ago. But the show actually get to go outside? Oh my god. Elevator just drops straight back down. And there's no world to go back to. Well, this is nice. As long as the camera doesn't move, the wheat's pretty good looking, you know? Excuse me. Oh. Hey, a companion cube! Ah. Well, that's nice. Here's a good companion. Oh man, I could totally do a Portal 3. Come now. Well, here we are again. Oh, this music's not playing now. Okay, so the music played for those, but it's not playing now. Now Fizz can go outside and hot tub stream. Well, I don't have a hot tub. I do have a pool, but I've put the pool down already because it's been cold and rainy. But there should be another heatwave in 2 weeks. So, like, for Pakora's, like, hot tub stream, that'll probably be in a couple of weeks when it's actually hot again, because it's going to be, like, miserable, I think, for a couple. But hey, we'll watch all of these credits anyway. All these people made the game on the right, or just above me. Now little Caroline is in here too. Oh. Cora's hot tub stream. Yeah. You got it. Fizz cool. Fizz cool. This is a song. This is a song. This is a song for Portal 2. I'm just putting a timer on for Fizz cool. Right. Right.
Why do I have to say everything I'm thinking?
I haven't muted. Yeah, well, I probably have the music turned off, I guess, maybe from when I last played it. But it played the little jingle at least, though, so that's the main thing. I know I'm missing the song right now. I was just making a new song in its stead. I'll sing into GLaDOS. Although that being said, I uploaded my previous playthrough to like go live on YouTube at some point in the future, and the very last one of them was got DMCA'd on it because of the Portal theme tune at the end that GLaDOS sings to. So this one at least won't get me some sort of like copyright issue. So I suppose there's always that side of it. Which, by the way, is brutal, right? Like the actual game song, not even a popular song that was put in to finish the game. Fucking Still Alive. That was made for this.
I honestly do. I honestly do wish I could take it all back.
Aww.
And not just because I'm stranded in space.
Actually, it's pretty good. It's nice
I know
little
you
renders.
are, mate. Yeah, both in space. Anyway, you know, if I was ever to see her again, do you know what I'd say?
I'm in space.
I'd say, sorry. Sincerely. I am sorry I was bossy
You
and monstrous.
you really were.
And I am genuinely sorry.
You got me, let's go right.
The end.
Space. Alright. Nice. Well, that is the end of Portal 2. What are the extras? Perpetual Testing Initiative. Oh, okay. Meet the Bots. GLaDOS Wakes teaser video. Bot Trust. Panels. Turrets. Boots. Portal 2 comic. Super 8. Oh, nice. Yeah, fucking awesome game. I mean, both the Portals were amazing games. They were actually a lot of fun. Even nowadays, they're still really fun. Some of those puzzles had me fucking stumped. Now do Portal Stories Mail or Aperture Tag? What's that? Is that like DLC? Oh, not DLC, a mod? What's this shit? 2 new items acquired. So I got a flag. And a bionic beanie. Cool. Oh shit, oh, so I can actually give him like a little hat. Why can't I put his hat? There we go. Can he also have the hat? Nice, okay. Oh, well, that's cool. To an extent, I mean, I'm not ever gonna use it again, but at least if I ever play the co-op again, they have little hats. So that's nice. 2 more Portal games as free mods, okay. To be fair, I do have Quantum Conundrum. I was saying this to a Cora earlier. It was like less than £1 on the Steam store, and I already had like 60 or 70 pence like saved up. It ended up costing me like 13p overall to buy the game. So I do have Quantum Conundrum. What's the time? 7:20. We could maybe do a teeny bit of it before we have a break. I have just lit a smoke, so yeah.